Hi. It's still Friday, May 28th. I just wanted to give a little update on the day. Arm feels a little bit better. Like it hurts maybe like out here. I've been lifting boxes, so I feel good in that respect in terms of just the side effects for the second shot. But a couple of things. One, while I was at the studio today, while I was at the studio today, I actually came across a video from Christina Lopes. She had posted it a while ago, and I didn't think much to listen to it because I didn't think it applied to me. But it did. So I'll post the link in the description box. But basically, it talks about being a light worker. And so I was listening to it and I was just like, oh my gosh, I think that's what I am, a light worker. So I was grateful for that information. And she goes over the characteristics, I think, of like how to tell if you're a light worker. I'm trying to find it right now so I can just use it as guidance. But it shed light. It made total sense for me in terms of like why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. This push and pull. Like I knew over the years of bottling up emotions and bottling up my stress and trying to find outlets. Like I don't know if I shared this, but like I used to lift weights. Like I thought I looked freaking good. Actually, let me show you how good I looked. So this is me when I lifted weights. Like there was definitely more definition in my arms and my butt, and this is my goal. To resemble something of that. You know, it's a little hard when you're 40. I think I was like 35, 36, 37 maybe. Years, maybe 37. I think I was 37 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And when I started lifting weights, I was putting more physical stress on my body. On top of that, I had the mental stress of work, the emotional stress that I was dealing with changes that were going around me, in terms of just changes. Like one of my good friends, you know, I thought, you know, her and I were going to be like childless forever. and then she decided to have a baby. And so I was like, no, and crying inside. Like, now I have to share her. So that, it was actually really hard. And then there's other stuff going on. So anyway, so emotional stress, mental stress, physical stress on my body. And I wasn't recovering physically like I should have been. It took a toll on my body to the point where I started manifesting a lot of symptoms. Nervous system symptoms, where I was getting burning sensations going up and down my arms and my legs, and the doctors gave me this term, peripheral neuropathy, and I was just like, I don't care what you call it, just figure out how to fix it. Because at that point in time, I wasn't, like, I suspected that was an issue, but I was, of course, you know, wanting to rule out stuff. And so I got sent to a neurologist. I got sent to, neurologist came out clear. He's the one that recommended doing Tai Chi or yoga. So I signed up for a Tai Chi class. Great class, by the way. And then I started going to, but they were trying to just slap like topical medicine to numb the pain, really, not to address the underlying issue. So I went to an Asian acupuncturist, and that was what really helped, like this intense body massage. And then he did some other breathing stuff with my stomach, and then actual acupuncture. I went to a physical therapist who encouraged me to keep that up, and then she also gave me additional stretches to do. Excuse me, because I was too flexible. So the stretches that, you know, everyday folks do were cake for me. And then she even told me, she was the one that told me that I'm bottom heavy, so when I sleep, I need to sleep with a pillow underneath my legs to help with my pelvic bone tilt, to put less stress on my spine. So a lot of stuff, right? All this, like, all these factors that come into play. There's a point to the story. What is the point? Was it stress? Yes, stress. After that time in my life, I noticed that my sensitivity to stress was just heightened. And I couldn't physically withstand the same amount of pressure physically and emotionally and mentally like I used to. And I noticed that I needed more breaks. I needed more, like, when I would give too much, I needed to retract. And I noticed that I was just like, why can't I go longer like I used to? And this video highlighted that, because I feel that same way right now, where I'm giving so much of myself, by choice, mind you, by choice, trying to help, wanting to help the business grow, and the artists that I'm encountering, wanting to help them and support them. But I like I said, I've noticed that I'm doing a little too much, that I need to start bringing it back to me. And so anyways, Christina Lopes talks about that the need to balance that out, that it's this, I give and then I need to come back, give and then I need to come back. So there's that piece of it. Then she talks about this light. So one of my good friends came over, and he's the one that helped me with the photography, and you know, we're very comfortable with each other. He's like a brother to me, and so anyways, we I mean, we spent the night together. I mean, you know, I shared my bed. He wanted to cuddle. We cuddled. It felt good to be in someone's arms, and I knocked out like instantly. I was exhausted. But he tells me that when he touched me, he saw this flash of light, and it tripped him out because everything was turned off, and he didn't know where it came from. And I was like, you're just messing with me, right? Like, just, you know, you're totally messing with me. He's like, no, I'm serious. So I was just like, okay. Okay. But she talks about that there's this light. I have an aura around me, apparently. And that I radiate light. Like, there's just light that comes out. So I was like, okay, that makes sense now. That totally makes sense. And so there's that. And then she talks about so the more that I'm really good at shadow work, which is what I'm doing right now, these constant triggers, right? I'm pushing through it. I'm determined to sit with it, to feel it so I can heal it and move forward. And that's another characteristic of people who are light workers. Like, they know, they're like, we're already ingrained, programmed to do that, to take the harder route, right? To do what other people may not do. So it's like, okay, that totally makes sense as to why I always pushed myself in challenging situations, and kind of embraced that, you know, outside of my comfort zone. And then another thing was that people always come to you for advice, that people will listen to you and will think, wow, you're very wise, which is so true. Like, and I've had people of all ages say that to me. All ages. So it's like, okay. More check marks, right? Like, yeah, sounds like me. So there was a sense of relief, like, okay, that's part of my mission, right? That I'm a light worker. Now I understand why I'm going through these experiences, these phases of these retrogrades that I'm noticing are like coming up frequently for me. And it's just an opportunity to master these life lessons. Okay. Challenge accepted. So that was great. In the sense of just like, because that's what I asked. I asked like, what is my purpose? And it helped to know too, just how to work with that in the 3D, because I really thought I had to do something else. But I don't. I just have to be grateful where I'm at and just allow things to be. So that felt comforting. I took an art class. My 0 is flashing, so I took an art class, Jules, and I'm gonna link her in the description box below because she's amazing, an amazing art teacher, watercolors. So it was my first watercolor class, and the nude model was amazing. And she loved one of my pieces, and she had me sign it, and I was like, ooh, okay, I'll sign it. And I took a picture with her, so, or not with her, but of her, with the portrait that she really liked. Hi. So, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.